Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melina Landrio and today is May the 17th, 2024. Oh, wait, I said 17th. 17 might be significant. Today is actually May the 10th. Wow. Okay, that doesn't happen by fluke. So if 17 is something to do with this reading, by all means take that where it fits. Okay, moving forward, I'm here to, I don't even know if I said my name. That's how taken back I just got by that number. Okay, my name is Melina Landrio. If I've already said it, forgive me, I'm saying it again. I'm here today with a mediumship message. As a medium, it's not uncommon for me to receive spirit visitations in hopes that I can obtain their messages and pass them along to their loved ones. Spirit so desperately wants us to heal after we pass and we see how the suffering is here on the earth. We just want to help with that process as much as we can, and we can only do this through the loved ones that we share space with. That's at least my experience. It's when spirit comes to me, it's always their loved ones, somebody cherished to them that they want the message to get through to. So today I'm here hoping to connect with a wife, a sister, and a daughter. Now, my only agenda here is that I do hope this message graces your hearts and helps you through your grieving and healing process as much as it possibly can. I know how hard it is to lose a loved one, especially a loved one so young. So my apologies, my condolences for your loss. I remember this person being a really uplifting and stand-up guy. So I'm really honored to share this message with you today. Now, if you're not feeling ready to watch this message, by all means, please share it for later when you are ready. But there is a couple of messages towards the end that this person wants me to relay for his wife, and I believe it's his sister and mother. So they're messages that are kind of important and urgent for the purpose of safety and retrieving things and understanding in forgiveness. So if this reaches you, I do hope you understand that I'm coming forward with a loving heart. I don't have any other agenda besides you getting this message, and it's somehow fueling love and peace into this really trying time. So with that said, on May the 8th, 2024, I received a visitor at 1:55 in the morning. And this visitor's name is Greg O'Brien. And recently I'd heard news that an old schoolmate acquaintance had passed away. And I just became aware right at this time that his spirit was visiting my home. I just said hi to him, and he was taken back that I could see him. So he was like really like, whoa, you could see me? Wow. And so I decided to pick up my recorder, and because I had a feeling that he would have some messages. I don't even know if he realized that he was like brought to me to be able to speak with me, to offer such an experience. So it was kind of a cool conversation for me to have with him. So I just hope that it meets you. I hope it helps hug you in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to read the message just the way that it was relayed, like how we had the conversation. I'm going to try to be animated like Greg was, because he was very animated in it. So I said, hi, Greg. And he says, wow, I can't believe you could see me. He's all like kind of hyper, and he was frazzled, and he was a bit excited, like, oh my God. And I'm like, what's going on, Greg? What happened? And he's like, oh man, I don't know. I was here, then there was a flash of light, and then I was gone. And at that time, my head, the top of my crown, started to feel like there was some activity on it, which made me think it short circuited, like something happened up there. Like this was an indicating moment for me of what Spirit was trying to reveal to me as what had occurred to Greg. So this feeling that I had potential, made me think like there was potential, maybe some sort of a brain aneurysm. I'm feeling potential stroke affiliation. I'm not sure the terms, as I'm not a doctor, and I'm merely just transmitting a message from Spirit. Energy is energy, right? From Spirit into physical formation energetically through words. So I feel like maybe little strokes were occurring, and maybe prior to this circumstantial event, I feel like they may have been undetected. Like maybe he's had like a few like mini strokes just before this occurred. But they weren't deemed as serious, or they just weren't detected. Like maybe he went into the doctors or the hospital for something and they maybe just said it's nothing. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just getting the sense of this. You can clarify, of course. You know better than me. But it was something with the top of my crown is what I'm being made aware of. And I feel like these experiences, they're always Spirit showing me what happened to them. So I'm just taking it as the energy came in to express out. So I notice he's standing on my left side of me. Now I feel like he is comfortable on the left side of me, which is much further away from me. And I feel like there's a reason for this, but I don't know if he can necessarily express it to me. But I feel like I know what it is, and I'm just going to wait and see if he can tell me. Okay, and then we just continued to progress as he stayed on the far end at the entrance of my room. So I asked, hey, Greg, you saw light and then all of a sudden you were gone? And he's like, yeah, it was really crazy. I'm using the exact language that he said, so this may be how he speaks. Yeah, it was really crazy. I just got home. I sat down with my dog, about to take my shoes off. Then as I stood up, I fell back and hit the floor. And I'm sorry to hear that. Were you okay? And he's like, I don't know, I never got back up. I guess I'm not. But I am, he says, because heaven is so dope. Like, whoa! I started to laugh, like, because he was like really blown away by spirit world. And I kind of imagined this is what it's like up there. So I was like laughing and agreeing with him. Like I sense that feeling when I connect with Spirit too, Greg. Thank you for sharing that with me, because it's always nice to have this added depiction of what it's like up there. I say up there, over there, wherever. I believe it's up. Greg is like, it's so awesome. And I'm laughing because I'm like, that's what I'm getting. And I said, I haven't seen you in years, Greg. Oh God, it must be like my late teens, early 20s when I last saw you. And he's like, yes, it's been a while. And I said, do you want me to tell anything? Is there anything you want to know so I can share it with people here on Earth? And he says, don't be afraid of the light. And I said, oh, then I realized, like, as I'm experiencing his energy and his spirit in my room, that he still has this great smile. He always had this really big smile, and he's smiling. And I keep seeing his white teeth, and he's got these big puppy dog eyes, and he's got this bright big smile on. He's so happy to be where he's at and to be speaking to me. He's just very happy-go-lucky is the energy that I'm getting with him. So even I recall him to be like this when he was on Earth. So for me, it's like even on Earth, even in spirit, he's the same. He's still happy-go-lucky. He's very smiling and just really happy to be where he is and happy for the experiences and grateful. The word grateful really comes across in the experience that I had with him. So then as I'm witnessing, how I'm perceiving him, he says he misses his wife. Oh man, do I ever miss my wife? Melina, she was gold. She was golden. I lucked out. Best wife ever. He's got this big smile on because he's just loving up this beautiful woman of his. And I said, I told him that I had thought I saw a post earlier that I don't really go on that particular platform anymore, but I was on it briefly retracting a message, and I had happened to just see this post where I saw that he had passed, and I felt like it was his wife's post, but I didn't comment on it because I don't know her and I didn't know how she would feel about that. So I shared that with him, and he was like, oh, she wouldn't care. She's so laid back, so cool, like really golden. My mom is so sad. And he's like, and my sister too. She's so stressed. I don't want them to worry about me. I am okay. And I said, is there a reason you are on the left side, Greg? Is there a meaning to you being on the left? And then he just said that he's just being respectful as he is at the door to my room. So I thought that was nice that he is just the same person I recall him to be when he was on Earth. So, and then I asked, because he had just said that his mom is sad, and he was talking about his beautiful wife and sharing about his sister being a bit stressed. I said, do you have any messages that you want to share? And he says, tell my wife that I love her. She was the best wife ever. I am so lucky to have her. And our dog. Our dog was really cool. We had a really cool dog, Melina. Like, oh my God, smartest dog ever. Kinda a brat, but the best. And I said, and then I thought to myself, I get the sense that Greg may have contributed to the bratty notions of the dog. And I kind of laughed, and Greg smiled. Greg smiles, and then I just said, are you doing okay, Greg? And he said he couldn't be better. He does miss his family, but he doesn't want them to worry about him. He wants them to continue living their life. He had a happy time with them. He was better because of all of them. His mom, his sister, his wife, his dog, all his friends and family that treated him and stayed by him over the years. Those who treated him with kindness and love and didn't judge him, never judged him, always stood there. He is so grateful. He was so lucky to have everybody. Through some of the hardest moments of his life, people still stood by him. Even when he hit rock bottom, people still stood there and tried to help him up. There was even some tough love. He was so happy and thankful for it all. He learned so much from everybody, and he forgives everybody for any discord that happened. He doesn't want anyone to feel any pain or resentment. He wants to make sure that you guys can move forward. He doesn't want to hold anybody. He doesn't want to hold back anybody. He lived a good life, even though it was cut short. He was so happy and blessed, and he lived it very largely. He is very grateful for the people he had in his surroundings, all of the connections up to this point, and he just wants everybody to be happy. He doesn't want anybody to be stressed out or sad or depressed over him. He wants everybody to celebrate him. He was here for a short while, and he had some hardships, and he had some battles, but everybody always helped him up and held him up. And he wants everybody to keep holding him up in the big light they helped him to become, because he wasn't able to become the light if it wasn't for any of you. And there are 3 women in particular who are important to him. And that is his mom and his sister and his wife. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because it was really big energy that he was sharing. And I asked if there was anything more that he wanted to say. And he said, heaven is pretty awesome. I can't wait to see you guys all up here when it's your turn to come. It's not scary. I am here. I crossed over. I'm not in any pain. I wasn't in any pain. I'm okay. I'm okay. Is there anybody, I said, is there anybody who needs any type of help, communication from you that you can help them with that maybe they couldn't get on Earth? Then he started to tell me, he says, there is some sort of dresser unit that I was being showed. And there is something, what did I write there? Oh yeah, there is something there that to me it's like white, maybe like an off-white, maybe a plastic. I was thinking originally that maybe it was like a dog dish or something, kind of got kicked underneath or slid underneath a particular piece of furniture. It's in an area of the house that serves its purpose well, except it gets into a corner where things get dark maybe. So it's not easily to see underneath. At this particular location of where this item is, that somebody is searching for. So it's like underneath a particular unit, maybe it's a dresser, or maybe a dresser refurbished into some sort of table where you put your keys, on when you come home maybe. I feel like it's on the main floor. What I'm being showed is you walk through a door, and maybe the door is wooden. And as you walk in, the floor is like a bluish gray tile. That's kind of the color I am seeing, but it might be similar to that, depending on how you view color. And so you open the door and you walk in, and there's like a bit of room to walk in. And then there's like this stair. And I feel like this might be where Greg takes his shoes off. And then next to the door, there is this unit right next to the door. And there might be like a bathroom or a closet or both at the end, like next to the unit as well. And I think when you open, like when the door is open, it creates less room and a cramped feeling. There is something about this corner though. And this is where this item is. It's slid underneath. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I'm hoping that helps. Greg seems to think somebody is in need of this message. And then I said, is there anything more? And then I started to get like a lot of S names. I'm not sure if, because I never met Greg's family to know his family's names, but I do feel like he has a sister. So when I hear sister, like that sounds right to me. And I'm getting the name, I don't know, maybe Shannon, maybe Sharon. I think it might be Shannon though. I think his wife's name is also an S name. For some reason, I feel like it might be Sarah. It could be another S, like Sandra comes to mind for some reason. So that could be somebody as well. Maybe this is his wife. I don't know whose names these are. These are just names that are coming up. He's not necessarily expressing them directly. I'm just catching waves of energy and taking the message as I can. So I'm seeing a woman who has freckles and very thick brown hair. I feel like she's got really beautiful eyes. I want to say they're blue, but I'm unsure if that's an accurate description when I compare her to Greg, because I'm feeling like this is his sister. And when I look at Greg, he's got brown eyes from what I remember and what I'm seeing. So when I look at her, her eyes don't look the same as his eyes. So her eyes might be lighter in color, and I feel like they might be blue. So I'm not sure if that's an accurate description or not. Nonetheless, something might fit. But it's definitely a sister kind of energy that I'm getting. And Greg started showing me something. This was a little bit trickier to decipher. So he started to show me something that made me think of like a wicker picnic basket. And it was weird to describe it like that because it wasn't a picnic basket. I think I correlated it as wicker in material, or like the color of an old picnic basket I used to have. Um, Maybe as I'm saying this now, perhaps maybe there's a planned picnic coming up. Perhaps this is like a specific date coming up. So now that I say that, maybe that's why picnic basket was brought into play. Maybe there's some form of a picnic happening. I'm not sure, but maybe that is significant. But anyways, nonetheless, I asked if it was a car because I ended up getting to the car part of it. And I observed, what I perceived was this green and brown looking car. Now the green that I got, I don't know if you're going to see this color accurately, but it was kind of like this color. I had to pull this crystal out to show, because this is kind of the color I was seeing with like a brown hue and also white. So it took a while to get this part of the message, so bear with me. I wasn't quite sure what it was that he was showing me. It was not making sense to me at all. I don't even know how to describe it. So I said that you'll need to show me this in a different way. And then I had to, I was getting help with angels and stuff, but I just had to ask, make sure they showed it in a different way to ensure that I was getting it correctly. So what I feel I was seeing, and what I feel like Greg was trying to show me was, and I asked, like, is it a car? And I heard a yes. So then I started to wonder, is it a convertible? I heard yes. So I'm unsure. Does somebody here drive a convertible? Yes. That's what was relaying after I clarified I needed to hear it differently. Not better, differently. So then I asked, what are you worried about with this convertible? What is it? And Greg says his sister needs to be careful when she opens her convertible, especially when driving. Don't open it when driving. Don't open it when driving. Something she opens when she is driving. I'm not sure if it is a convertible, or like a rooftop window. But something is not going to work properly if you're driving. And I'm seeing white things on the sides, and I'm comparing it to like opening of a basket, which is maybe the convertible top that I'm seeing, which I feel like he's trying to show me, but I'm not seeing it accurately. So I don't know if this makes any sense, because it's kind of like a foggy depiction. And I'm not sure what this means, but this could be a future, like a warning for something in the future. So I think he is concerned your hair might get stuck in whatever this is and cause an accident. Like you might spin out of control. And he wants you to stay safe. So you want her to be mindful of when opening the convertible, and he says yes. And not to do it when driving, like have a parked car when she does it. He says, and secure it. So you need to, when you're going to open your convertible, make sure that you're parked, open your convertible, ensure that it's secured. It could even be a sunroof that I'm getting, that I'm being showed. I don't know what type of car this is. I've never seen this kind of car before, which is probably why it was difficult to decipher. But maybe the type of car that you have has a sunroof that turns into a convertible. I don't know. The reason I say that is because I kind of felt like it was above your head. And I just feel like you need to be careful. Well, I know you need to be careful because Greg is stating this because he's concerned that you could spin out of control and get into an accident, a terrifying accident, he says. So this is also something about a habit, like opening a window while you're driving. So it's like a habit that you do, like you just do this without thinking. So you need to be very mindful of what you do as a habit when you're driving. He doesn't want you to do that anymore. So if this is resonating with you and you know what I'm trying to describe, or if something's coming to mind as I'm saying this as the actual thing, believe it, trust your intuition about that. Because you know what I'm talking about. As soon as I say this, you should be getting some form of a picture or understanding of it. Just don't do it. Don't open it while you're driving. And like I said, the colors, like it's like a pea green mixed with like a turquoise, which is kind of like this color that I was seeing. And there's also brownish colors, and then there's also whites. Like the convertible part of it is like white. And he's showing me this because you have to use it safely and make sure it's secure before you drive. Like he kept going on about this. I'm just repeating this many times because this is how long this went on. Don't open it while driving. I think that maybe your car advertises that you can do that. And Greg's saying, don't do that. And then he just started to share with me how much he loves his mom. He just loves his mom so much. And there may have been like a disagreement. I feel like there was some form of a disagreement or a disappointing moment between Mom and Greg. And Greg was maybe asked to do something and he refused to do it. Maybe he just didn't make time for it, or he just couldn't do it, and he didn't try to make time for it either. And he says that he now was able to see what happened when you did it yourself. And he says that it caused you a lot of pain and it was hard for you. And he sees that now. So, and he feels really sad that he couldn't help you. Then that he didn't figure out how to make time. He regrets it. And he is deeply sorry for that. And he knows how hard you work. And he admires you for that. And he is so sorry that he couldn't help you at that time recently with something that you needed help with. You ended up doing it yourself. And he just wants you to know how truly sorry he is. And he just hopes that you could forgive him. Because he sees how hard it was on your body and on your spirit. And I feel like you may have been very alone or feeling alone. And now with this happening, it's not any easier. And he wants you to know that there is going to be lighter times ahead. There's going to be lighter moments ahead. And he wants you to try to stay positive and optimistic. And know that there is still more life to live and that it's not over yet. And just because he's gone, it doesn't mean it's over. He is always around you. He says, pray and be with God and he will be around you. And he loves you all very much. He says it's his time. And then he says his time is up here and he's got to go fly with the big leagues. And this was at 2:24 in the morning when I completed this message with Greg. So this is the message that I was asked to relay. I want to offer my sincere condolences to all of you. I know it's not an easy time, and I can sense how much Greg is going to be missed by all of you, as he showed me how much love he had for all of you. So I just hope that this message helped you in some way, shape, or form. And that's what I got. So please take care. Much love and blessings to all of you. And Greg just wants the best for you all. He wants you to be happy and live life and just be grateful and happy, remembering all the happy times that you had with him, because you guys all truly made such a difference in his life. He doesn't want you to be stressed. He doesn't want you to be depressed. And also, as I was reading for his mother, and he was saying that he hopes she could forgive him. I know that when you have deep regrets or instances where there's some form of discord between a loved one and yourself, and then they pass, and it's this unfinished business, I just want to let you know, I want to reiterate that he is with you, and to sit with him and talk with him, with God and spirit, and just let him know if you forgive him, that I'm sure that you do. I'm sure it's water under the bridge, but just to have that conversation with him and say what needs to be said. You might be surprised how if you're open to that, how you may feel him in your heart, and it'll just help mend the both of you moving forward in regards to that situation. So I just want to place that out there, because often I know people are just kind of scared to talk to their loved ones in spirit. People really make it seem like it's like cuckoo banana talk when we're speaking to our loved ones, and it's really not. We sometimes speak to God, and we speak to angels, and we speak to our loved ones, and it's all very valid, and it's all very real, and it's just understanding that you're heard in spirit, and to be able to express the love and the gratitude and what needs to be expressed is just very cathartic for our soul. And so I just wanted to share that with you as well, because Greg just loves you guys all so much. And I hope this message helped you. I hope that you find the object that he's talking about. I hope it wasn't too hard to hear, because I know that sometimes it's hard to hear messages like this. So my intention was pure healing for you all. I just hope that it helps offer you a big hug. Okay. Take care.